Okay, let's unpack this. We're doing a deep dive today.
Yeah, into this report you shared. It's pretty detailed.
It is. It's laser focused on the football fixtures for June 13th, 2025.
Right, covering the League of Ireland, both divisions, and Sweden's Superettan as well.
Exactly. And it pulls together, well, everything. League standings, recent form, head-to-heads.
And those advanced stats, too, like expected goals, clean sheet percentages, stuff like that.
So the mission here really is to cut through the usual noise, the standard previews.
And find what's actually important, the trends hidden in the data.
Precisely. Find those surprising insights.
Well, what strikes me right away is how it uses those underlying stats. It's not just, summarizing scores.
No, it goes deeper.
Yeah, it really zeroes in on performance patterns, things that are quite revealing, specific weaknesses or strengths you might otherwise miss.
You definitely see that straight away with the Irish Premier Division games it covers. Like Cork City versus Bohemians. It doesn't just say Cork are on a bad run.
No, it gets specific.
It highlights their, persistent defensive issues. Specifically notes a 0% clean sheet rate for the whole season.
0%. Wow. So not a single game without conceding a goal.
Not one.
Okay, so if you connect that,
Yeah.
0% clean sheets. And the report also mentions, an 89% both teams to score rate for Cork?
Yeah, almost 90% of their games see both sides scoring.
That just screams defensive vulnerability, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Especially, perhaps, early on.
And then the flip side.
Well, the report points to Bohemians as a team that's been, consistently grinding out these narrow wins. Several 1-2s mentioned.
Right.
So that suggests they've got the defensive discipline, potentially, to capitalize. They might only need the one goal against a defense like Cork's.
It's a really stark contrast. One team almost guaranteed to let a goal in, the other happy winning tight.
Exactly.
And the report didn't just stop at clean sheets for Cork, did it? It mentioned their injury list, too.
Oh, yeah, that's crucial. Flagged an extensive list, some long-term absentees, which, raises that question. How much does squad health really feed into these patterns we're seeing in the stats?
You'd think quite a bit.
For Cork, you have to assume those injuries aren't just names on a list. They're probably making those weaknesses even worse. Harder to break the cycle against a solid defensive side like Bohs.
Right, yeah.
And you compare that situation to, say, Dundalk in the First Division. Top of the league, unbeaten.
And the report notes they and their opponents, UCD, have clean bills of health, basically.
Totally different picture regarding squad fitness.
So shifting to that First Division match then, Dundalk versus UCD, the stats for Dundalk in this report are just, overwhelming.
They really are.
Unbeaten run, going way back, best goal difference in the league, scoring first in, 88% of their home games?
An incredible record. And the report makes a really crucial point there about UCD.
Which is?
That UCD consistently fails to beat top 4 teams. It's not just about Dundalk being good. It's about this specific matchup dynamic shown in the data.
Okay, so history against similar level opposition really matters here.
Precisely. The report really emphasizes matching those specific traits, not just looking at the league table overall.
Interesting.
And then you get these really unique timing patterns sometimes, like Treaty United against Bray Wanderers, also First Division.
Yes, I saw that. What was it again?
The report found that all of Treaty's conceded goals this season have come in the second half.
All of them.
Every single one. And 74% of the goals they've scored have also been after halftime.
That is incredibly specific data. So the insight is their games basically only kick off goal-wise after the break.
The data strongly suggests that, it completely changes how you might think about the flow of that match, where the action, or at least the goals, are likely to happen.
Fascinating. And the report also looked at Sweden, didn't it? Or Rebro in the Superettan.
It did. And their record is, pretty dismal. 0 wins in 11 matches.
Ouch. The report called their defense generous, I think?
Generous, yes.
Yeah.
Especially before halftime, where they concede a lot. Their average goals conceded is over 2 per game.
Not good.
And then the report puts them up against Sandviken, noting Sandviken are, quote, solid against 13th place and lower teams.
So it's pitting Orebro's terrible form against Sandviken's specific strength.
Exactly. And you see how that current form, that statistical reality, can just completely overshadow any historical head-to-head results that might have looked different years ago. The data makes a strong case that the now is what matters here.
Okay, so wrapping this up then. What does all this mean for you, the listener, looking at this report?
Well, I think this deep dive really shows how, looking beneath the surface, right? Digging into those underlying stats.
Like clean sheet rates, goal timings, even injury lists.
Yeah, and performance against certain types of teams.
Yeah.
How that can paint a much clearer, maybe more predictive picture than just, glancing at the league table or who won last time.
It really highlights the predictive power in the data if you know where to look for those key patterns.
It does. And maybe this raises a bigger question for you to think about.
Go on.
Is something like football, which has so many unpredictable human elements, right? If even that can show such distinct, telling statistical patterns when you dig deep enough, where else, maybe in your own work or life, might looking past the obvious surface numbers reveal some hidden trends you hadn't even considered before?